Good day, everyone. My name is Giovanni. On behalf of Caresoft Technology, I want to welcome you to our Salesforce and Belmar webinar, Streamlining Federal Engagement, Efficient Communications with Salesforce Marketing Cloud. Now, with that, I want to turn it over to our first presenter of the day, Sarah Linden.
Thank you, Giovanni, and thank you to Caresoft for hosting this webinar today. A quick reminder that Salesforce is a publicly traded company, and customers should base their buying decisions based on products and services that are currently available. All right, welcome everyone. Thank you for joining us this Tuesday afternoon. I'm Sarah Linden, a leader on our Salesforce Public Sector Digital team, focusing on bringing the power of Marketing Cloud to federal customers. Today, I am thrilled to be joined by CEO Scott Billows of Belmar Consulting and Samantha Khan, a solution engineer at Salesforce, specializing in communications and engagement. We have a very exciting lineup for you today because we're finally able to share that our new Marketing Cloud offering for government is going to be available very soon. To begin today's presentation, I will provide a brief overview of Marketing Cloud and its unique features and capabilities available to the federal government. Then you'll hear from Scott Billows, who's played a crucial role in supporting customers who have transitioned to Marketing Cloud from other legacy IT solutions. Finally, Samantha will take it all home with a live demo showcasing just how easy it is to create new newsletters and automate tasks. She will highlight our Agentforce capabilities, which you will learn about shortly, that are designed to streamline workflows and enhance time to value. Thank you for being here. Let's dive in. So as I mentioned, we're excited to share that Salesforce's Marketing Cloud will soon be available on Salesforce Government Cloud, available for purchase by the federal government. Marketing Cloud ensures scalable, impactful communication for federal agencies tailored to specific use cases, ensuring alignment with this administration's policy goals. Let me walk you through a couple examples. For the Social Security Administration, Marketing Cloud can support personalized messaging to inform beneficiaries about eligibility updates, payment schedules, or even fraud alerts, ensuring timely and secure delivery. For the Department of State, Marketing Cloud can be leveraged for targeted consular communications, such as passport renewal reminders, travel advisories, or visa application updates, enhancing citizen engagement globally. For Veterans Affairs, it facilitates appointment reminders for medical visits, provides personalized benefit updates, and provides public health campaign information to promote veteran wellness, all while maintaining compliance with federal security standards. These capabilities collectively drive efficient, constituent-focused communication across federal use cases. But why Marketing Cloud and what makes it so unique and different compared to other platforms? Well, first and foremost, it's built on Agentforce, Salesforce's AI platform that enables organizations like the federal government to build, customize, and deploy autonomous AI agents to automate tasks and enhance customer engagement. In the case of Marketing Cloud, it is Agentforce that helps automate and optimize campaigns with ready-to-use skills and Agent Builder. This is done by leveraging one data set, enabling marketers, communication teams, and program leads to collectively act on Salesforce and non-Salesforce data across offices and departments. Our solution, built on the One Workflow framework, enables agencies to deliver seamless connected services. Let's use the Health Resources and Services Administration, who you know as HRSA, as an example. When a healthcare provider applies for funding under a rural health program, Salesforce Flow automates the end-to-end process, from application intake and eligibility checks to award notification and post-award reporting. This eliminates manual handoffs, reduces processing time, and ensures a cohesive experience aligned to HRSA's mission, which is to improve healthcare access to underserved communities. Beyond technology, Salesforce is also here to partner with you to ensure success. Our support programs offer training, knowledge transfer, and guidance on not only how to get started, but sustain your investment. Partners like Belmar are available to share proven use cases and best practices for making the switch. Complemented by free tools in Trailhead, our virtual learning platform, on-demand training is available for skill building and enablement to drive self-sufficiency. And lastly, our open ecosystem offers access to over 8,000 AppExchange partners and solutions for rapid innovation to extend your agency's unique needs. To further highlight what sets Salesforce Marketing Cloud apart, let's dig into our Agentforce foundation that powers automation, engagement, and action. Agentforce has the power to transform federal communications. Within Marketing Cloud, we deliver unique business value in 3 key areas. First, it can accelerate campaign creation by rapidly creating tailored communications, thus boosting engagement across agencies with minimal effort. Second, it can create compliant content through its support of streamlined on-brand emails and landing pages. This ensures government compliance while saving time. And third, Agentforce for Marketing Cloud leverages AI tools like send time optimization and engagement scoring to maximize reach and impact. Collectively, Agentforce automates tasks and uses real-time data, cutting costs and enhancing efficiencies for federal agencies, while supporting your mandate to maintain seamless, secure, and effective communication with the federal government. Next, Scott Billows, CEO of Belmar Consulting, will discuss his experiences moving government customers to Salesforce Marketing Cloud and the many benefits of doing so. Scott?
Awesome. Well, thank you, Sarah, and thank you, Giovanni, for helping us facilitate this event today. Good afternoon, everyone, and thank you for joining us. As Sarah has introduced myself, I'm Scott Billows, CEO of Belmar Consulting, and we are a proud Salesforce partner with a focus on delivering solutions to government on Salesforce. I'm so glad you've joined us today because I'm expecting you're going to leave this event with some value that you can take back to your organization. I'm going to share from our experience as an implementation partner in working with organizations just like yours. I want to encourage you to ask questions, as my goal today is to equip you with resources you can take back and put to use, hopefully immediately. I want to kick off our conversation today by asking you to think about the greatest challenges you're facing today in your organization with your current communication technology. Now, I know there's different roles represented on our call today, but all of us, to some degree, are facing challenges with our communication technology. For some, you may be using a legacy email tool like GovDelivery or Constant Contact, while others may be struggling with managing subscriber lists in Outlook and Excel. Others may face challenges with the volume of email that your current system can send, and for others, you may be struggling with building high-quality email templates. Regardless of those challenges, I'd love to hear from you, and we're going to do that by launching a quick poll. So Giovanni's going to launch a poll, which you should see pop up on your screen. And if you can help us just by selecting one or more and submitting those responses, we will do our best to address as many of these as we can throughout the presentation today. So I'll just give you a few seconds to respond to that poll.
Thank you, Scott. And so I'm seeing some responses coming in. So everyone, you should see that pop up on your screen. And like Scott mentioned, we'll be giving everybody a few moments here to answer the polling question.
Okay, while you're finishing up with your responses, I'll remind you that we do have a Q&A at the end of the session today. And if you do have questions about anything we present, feel free to save your question for the end, or as Giovanni had shared at the start, you can put it into the chat. But we will do our best to answer all of these questions, and appreciate your response to this first poll. Okay, fantastic. So I'm seeing a number of responses, maybe just to highlight a couple of them to start here. So segmentation of contacts. So that's a pretty common one that we see. That was 43% of the respondents. Mobile experience, 43% are struggling with that mobile capability. But the one that got the most was multi-channel, so email, SMS. So we're going to try to speak to each of those through this presentation. So Giovanni, we can move on to the next slide. Fantastic. So we understand that many of you may be facing new challenges today that didn't exist last year. We understand that in the current climate, communication teams are being asked to do more with less. These are real challenges for many organizations, but I'm excited to share with you that we have a solution to that problem, and that is Salesforce Marketing Cloud for Government. And as Sarah had introduced, we are an implementation partner. We work very closely with Salesforce and our mutual customers to help them implement Salesforce-based tools. And I'm excited because Salesforce Marketing Cloud for Government provides a powerful platform for the federal government to boost efficiency in communication, constituent engagement, and operations. So let's talk about some of these use cases that our customers are addressing with Salesforce Marketing Cloud today. So the first is streamline constituent communication. Number 2 is targeted outreach for program enrollment. 3 is personalized constituent experiences. Number 4 is the ability to automate campaign management. Number 5 is efficient crisis response. Number 6, recruiting and hiring. Number 7, enhanced self-service portals. Number 8, improved interagency collaboration. And number 9 is cost reduction via automation. Now, I wish we had the time to go through each of these use cases, but we don't. But what we will do is double click on one use case that we're seeing our customers reach out to us for help with. And it happens to be in the poll response, one of the popular responses, which is streamlining constituent communication and all that goes around that. Okay, so to frame this discussion, I'm going to break down some of the pain points we're hearing from our customers, followed by the capabilities that they are achieving with Salesforce Marketing Cloud. These are firsthand experiences our customers have shared with us, and I'm excited to share a few of those with you here today. So the first is around message delays. Now, this may or may not apply to you with the technology that you're currently using, but we do see with many of our existing customers and the legacy tools that they've been using is this ability to see delays in the communication that they're sending. So be that in scheduling, throttling from their existing platform, maybe some platform constraints that can delay the timely delivery of information. And in cases like that, what we see is messages being received that are maybe out of date. With Salesforce Marketing Cloud, we don't have those types of challenges. We have timely and relevant, or you should expect timely and relevant communication. So high send volume, no throttling, and infinite scaling capabilities. And we have customers today that are sending millions of communications in a single shot and are doing this with great efficiency. The second point is limited personalization. So segmentation is basic. It lacks the ability to do any form of dynamic targeting. It reduces overall engagement from constituents. With Salesforce Marketing Cloud, what we see our customers achieving is personalized and targeted communication, robust segmentation, targeted communications based on constituent preferences, which ultimately drives engagement across the constituent base. Third is multi-channel gap. So multi-channel communications was ranked pretty high in terms of a current pain point. Some of the challenges that we see today are the lack of integration across these various channels. So that could be email, it could be mobile, it could be web, it could be social. With Salesforce Marketing Cloud, our customers have a seamless communication platform across multi-channel. Next, we see one-way communication. And what we mean by that is many of our customers send out broadcast communications from their current platform, but they don't receive any feedback. So, and if they do get feedback, it's somewhat inconsistent, and the reporting is very limited. With Salesforce Marketing Cloud, our customers receive great communication back. They get these feedback loops that they can use to then drive future engagement with their customers. We see robust constituent engagement reporting, performance analytics, and overall constituent sentiment increasing. Next, we see accessibility issues. Mobile was raised in the poll as a challenge for some. Mobile templates are not fully optimized for accessibility, affecting user experience. With Salesforce Marketing Cloud, we see mobile and desktop experiences really being equal, and they're optimized for accessibility across all form factors. Next is trust and consistency. One of the challenges our customers have reported to us is no content verification. They risk with inconsistent messaging and this erosion of trust. We certainly don't want to see that for any customer. And one of the really core tenets of Salesforce is transparency and trust. As it pertains to the technology, we include content verification. We make it easy for constituents to opt in or opt out. And we work really hard to deliver on trust and ensuring that our customers and the recipients of our communications are well informed and they have the ability to take action. Lastly is outdated design templates. And in 2025, it's hard to believe that this is still an issue, but for many of our customers, it's actually the number one issue that they report to us is limited design features resulting in dated looking communications compared to other modern platforms that they may be familiar with. With Salesforce Marketing Cloud, you can expect a modern user experience and design, easy to build, easy to modify templates that utilize modern design capabilities. So lastly, before we transition to the next slide, our customers are operating with reduced barriers. That's the one thing that I really want to emphasize. We enable them to do more with less while creating a fantastic experience for constituents. Okay, so I'm going to just pull back a little bit from specific examples of some challenges that our customers are experiencing and how we're addressing those with Salesforce Marketing Cloud, and focus on how we increase value to government services or increase value of government services. So we've got on the left-hand side some strategic goals, and these are goals that we're hearing from our customers. So the first is to improve citizen engagement and communication. So it's probably fair to say we all want to provide the best experience to our constituents. We want them to be more engaged versus less engaged, and we need tools to support this goal. Secondly is optimize resource utilization and operational efficiency. It's already been stated on this webinar today that many of you are doing more with less than you've had in the past, but the need to communicate remains the same, and in some cases is actually growing. So how do you do that? Well, Salesforce Marketing Cloud can help you with that. Number three is ensure regulatory compliance and data security. So trust is critical, and having tools that build and maintain trust is absolutely vital, and we accomplish that with Salesforce Marketing Cloud. In the middle category here, I'm going to just highlight a few of the capabilities that our customers across government are seeing with Salesforce Marketing Cloud. So timely targeted outreach. So speeding up critical updates and boosting effectiveness by delivering tailored messages to specific groups, enhancing notifications and engagement. And I'm going to speak to one example that we see a lot, and that is our customers come to us saying their old technology tools or their legacy tools that they're using give them the ability to send out a broadcast communication. And they send that communication out to a large audience, but it's not targeted, it's not specific, and it's not touching on the specific need of that constituent. They pay for that. Sending out broad communication, there's a cost to deliver each message. By targeting your communication to the right audience at the right time with the right message, we can help drive down cost by being very specific in terms of the number of messages that we're sending to the individual constituent. Number two here is personalized engagement. So we want to strengthen trust and reduce communication fatigue by customizing content to individual need. I spoke to that briefly in the previous point, but this is a really important factor. Ensuring that your constituents or your customer is not fatigued by your communication. Number three, secured unified data. We need to protect sensitive information and streamline decisions with a single compliant data view, ensuring compliance and operational efficiency. Next is automated efficiency. We want to free staff for strategic priorities and cut costs by automating tasks and reusing content, maximizing productivity and consistency. And lastly is performance optimization, ultimately lowering expenses, improving results with real-time insights, delivering greater value from every outreach. And to wrap up my portion of this presentation, I'm going to focus just on a few key KPIs that our customers are seeing today. So number one is increased engagement rate. So engagement with constituents. We're seeing a 25% increase. Response time, the ability to get communications out the door quickly. We're seeing a significant decrease in the amount of time that is taking. CSAT, so customer satisfaction, we're seeing a 20% increase. Campaign deployment, the ability to develop a campaign, build a campaign, and then execute on that campaign. We're seeing significant results there. Cost per outreach, I spoke to earlier, but we can see a significant reduction in overall cost by being very targeted in your communication. And then lastly is staff productivity. I think this is a really, really important one in light of the current climate, the ability for staff to get more done with less, and using modern tools like Salesforce Marketing Cloud, we are certainly seeing that. Lastly, I want to just speak to one example. We have a customer who is seeing a 20% increase in grants uptake and efficiency. So their ability to communicate with constituents and have those constituents engage has enabled them to do more with less. And with that, I will pass the baton over to Sam for a demo. So Sam.
Perfect. Thank you so much, Scott. Can everyone see my screen here?
You're good to go.
Perfect. Thank you. Hi, everyone. And now we're going to jump into the demo. I just wanted to introduce myself again really quickly. My name is Samantha Khan. I'm a Marketing Cloud Solution Engineer here at Salesforce, and today I'll be going through the demo. So let's jump into it. Perfect. So here we are. We're going to start by building out a newsletter campaign, because today that we're focusing on the number one use case that we see across the government, which is sending required emails to people who have subscribed to specific topics. You know, whether that's newsletters like we're looking at today in the demo, or benefit announcements, or even application, notifications, all of that can be done in Marketing Cloud today. Marketing Cloud can help with the simple use cases like I just mentioned, but it can also handle more complex and multi-step campaigns as well, allowing you to scale and grow within the platform. So for today, let's pretend that we are another Sarah, and she's a communication specialist at Government of the Future, and she's been tasked with creating an agency-wide newsletter, as well as executing the campaign for the newsletter. Sarah needs to create more than just the email for this specific campaign. She needs to be able to create the sign-up form for people to actually sign up for the specific newsletter. She needs to be able to create a segment of those who have subscribed to the newsletter, and then the actual newsletter email content as well. And then lastly, she needs an automation to be able to send out that newsletter to the active subscribers, and then lastly, review the analytics around that campaign at the end. So Sarah's goals for this specific campaign are to streamline communication processes by centralizing email creation, segmentation, and scheduling to improve efficiency and reduce manual tasks. Another goal is to enhance engagement and compliance by leveraging the sign-up pages, like we mentioned earlier, to provide self-service for newsletter subscriptions and automated workflows to ensure constituents receive relevant and timely communications. And then lastly, Sarah also wants to improve analytics and insights by using detailed reporting dashboards, and real-time analytics to be able to track communication effectiveness and adjust strategies accordingly. So with that, let's now jump into the Marketing Cloud product to see how Marketing Cloud can help Sarah meet these specific campaign goals. Perfect. So here we are on the Marketing Cloud homepage in our CRM product. And again, this product is built on top of our Salesforce CRM and is another app within our homepage that you can search in the app launcher. And today we're going to be, using the marketing agent that we see here to help build out these initial steps for this newsletter campaign. Those initial pieces that we identified, like the sign up page, the segments, the email, and the automation. Using the agent will save us time at every step of the campaign creation process. So using a simple prompt, we can use the marketing agent to easily generate marketing briefs, citizen journeys, and optimize performance and spend with actionable insights. And again, since these agents are securely grounded in your organization's most up-to-date data and metadata, you can rest assured that their responses and actions will be accurate and relevant because the agent has the context when you use that prompt because of the data that is already within your Salesforce CRM. So let's put in our prompt here for this marketing agent to use. So we wanted to create an agency-wide newsletter email campaign to keep the audience informed and engaged with the latest updates and developments within the agency. So we can see that the marketing agent used that prompt and immediately gave us a campaign brief like we see here. And the campaign brief includes specific details such as the campaign objective, target segment, goals and key KPIs, and the key message. Again, we're seeing that the marketing agent is now doing the heavy lifting with all the elements that come with, that campaign creation process. So we can click confirm because at Salesforce, when it comes to AI, the human's always in the loop. So we will continue to interact with this agent and, be able to provide feedback or make any changes along the way. So now the agent's going to take that brief and actually create that campaign object for us so that it can hold all the different assets and segments and necessary pieces of that campaign in one place for us. And then we can see that it also even created an example email with some example email content as well for this specific campaign. So once we click confirm, the agent will now create that campaign object for us. And now we can actually jump into that campaign itself. So we can see here, we're in that campaign the agent created for us. We can see all the relevant information associated with the campaign, including the brief, the segment that was created as well. And then again, some initial content, email content as well. And then lastly, that automation piece, because, we created the content, but then we also want an automation to be able to actually send that content in an automated way and do automated follow-up as well, so that we can save ourselves even more time and effort. So let's jump into some of these pieces that the agent created for us, and we can initially start to make any edits if needed. So first, we're going to jump into that landing page sign-up form that we mentioned earlier. So here we are in the landing page builder, as we can see here. And again, this is an example template of a landing page that can be created. And in this builder, it's a very easy UI to use, easy drag and drop user interface. If I wanted to make an edit, any changes, I can easily drag in a piece of content to add to this landing page. I also have the option to replace or upload my own branding and images as well. We can go here and find our exact branding and add it in and make changes immediately. This landing page also includes that web form that we need to have people be able to subscribe to a newsletter. This web form, again, completely customizable as well. And the great thing about the web forms that are created on Marketing Cloud is that they're created with an automation in the back end as well. So anyone that submits their information and clicks submit on this web form, once this page is activated, that will immediately input their information into a segment within Marketing Cloud and automate collecting all that information and adding them to that segment so that they can be included in any future campaigns and the newsletter campaign as well. Once we're satisfied with our sign up page, let's now move into that email to see if we can need to make any edits and changes here as well. So here we are in the email builder. And again, one of the ways that Salesforce is trying to help marketers increase their productivity and scale out their work is through content creation and leveraging AI and generative AI to help jumpstart that email drafting process. So that marketing agent leveraged AI as well to help, create some initial pieces of the email, but we can continue to leverage AI if we needed to build out any more pieces of this email, and even personalize it even further. So for example, one thing that I know is common for any marketer is trying to come up with sometimes engaging subject lines. And so being able to leverage generative AI to create new and engaging subject lines will again help save you time as well as even generate new ideas for subject lines as well. So we can use Einstein to, create a new subject line for us if needed by clicking the draft with Einstein. Again, Einstein is built into every piece here that we've seen in this different builders. If we wanted to refine this subject line, we can refine it by tone. We can also increase or summarize and decrease the length. Again, providing feedback and allowing us to work more efficiently and saving us time by leveraging AI in multiple parts of this campaign creation process. This email builder, same easy UI experience like we saw on the landing page, again, allowing for a more consistent experience because whether it's building landing pages or building emails, it's going to be the same easy UI drag and drop experience, making sure that's consistent for your marketers and users that are using this tool. If I wanted to make any changes, again, I can drag in content to this email here. You can also import and select your own branding ahead of time to automatically import into these emails, making sure that you have consistent voice and messaging when sending emails from Marketing Cloud. And then lastly, I just want to touch on that there are a couple of different ways that we can actually personalize this email even further. And again, personalize it at scale as well. Because when it comes to sending emails to constituents, in order to increase engagement and increase the relevancy of these emails for these citizens, you might want to include specific pieces of content that are relevant to them. But instead of having to create multiple different emails to do that, you can actually do that within one email on Marketing Cloud and actually have that dynamically populate and do it at scale so that you can, again, save yourself time and allow you to focus on your other marketing and communication efforts. So one of the ways that we can personalize this email is with merge fields and cross-object merge fields. So since might be targeting a range of different citizens, you might want to be able to pull in relevant info at scale, and we can do that using cross-object personalization. So using cross-object merge fields, we're able to access and surface data that may already be stored in either your sales or service org or another data source that's connected to your Salesforce CRM. And instead of needing now to, in the past, we might have had to reach out to previous teams to get that information and get the most recent data available to include within this email. Now we can actually pull in that relevant data ourselves with just a few clicks within the email builder. Again, allowing you to personalize at scale. Another way that we can personalize this email even further is with dynamic content. So dynamic content allows you to show specific pieces of content that are relevant on a per subscriber basis. Again, increasing engagement and allowing you to personalize at scale by having different pieces of content populate depending on who is viewing the email. Again, increasing the relevancy of the content that's included for them so that you don't have to make multiple different emails for multiple different audiences. You can do that all within one email and have different variations of content populate depending on who is viewing it. Again, increasing the likelihood of someone opening and engaging with your emails. Once we're satisfied with this email here, we're going to move into the last piece now. So we've created, all the different pieces of our campaign that we needed initially. We have that sign up page, we have the content, we have our campaign, and now the last piece is that automation, the sending of that email to that specific segment for us. So here we are in Salesforce Flow. Flow is Salesforce's on-platform automation tool. It's been used by Salesforce admins for years. You might have already heard about it before. And Flow allows these admins to automate business processes, manage data, assign tasks. It's a really, really powerful tool. So with Marketing Cloud, we're now opening up this powerful tool of Flow up to marketers and allowing them to build out customer journeys with Flow. And if you're familiar with Journey Builder, with Marketing Cloud engagement, the same PMs who worked on Journey Builder and Engagement Studio are behind Flow. So this makes Flow, marketer friendly as well. And as your engagement efforts and needs evolve, you might have the need for multi-step campaigns versus just a single email send campaign. And with Flow, you can actually do that and be able to build multi-channel journeys where you can connect to citizens, partners, or stakeholders with sales and service. And you can also leverage Data Cloud to personalize these paths based on engagement, individual attributes, and more. The flow that we see here, is triggered by someone clicking submit on that form that we saw earlier, signing up for that newsletter. And when they click submit, it'll create a new record for them if they are a new contact, or it'll update existing information if they're an existing contact. And then it'll automatically send them that newsletter as well. So again, automating that process for us so that we can focus on our other marketing efforts, but also making sure that anyone who actually wants to sign up for the newsletter or whatever the sign up form is for, whichever topic they might be interested in, is receiving the most relevant and timely communications. So now that we've successfully created all the different parts needed for that campaign that we mentioned earlier, we're going to jump into the last part where now we're going to review the analytics associated with this campaign performance. So we can see and review the real-time engagement metrics with a variety of out-of-the-box reporting dashboards that are included within Marketing Cloud. So these dashboards allow marketers to understand how emails, landing pages, and forms are performing and allow marketers to adjust strategy and course correct if need be. Marketers also get detailed analytics on email performance, including bounce rates and unsubscribes, so they can improve its deliverability over time. So many of those key metrics that we often hear from customers of bounce rates, open rates, unsubscribes, all of those metrics are included out of the box in these dashboards, again, showing you data that is relevant for marketers and is specific to your campaigns. You have the option also to filter at the top of these dashboards so that you can drill down into the data that matters the most to you. And then lastly, if you wanted to share out these dashboards as well to any other users who wanted to view specific campaign and performance metrics, you can do that as well with the subscribe. So today, we've seen how Marketing Cloud, built on our Salesforce CRM product, will enable marketers and those outreach communicators to create targeted campaigns and content quickly while increasing their speed to market using generative AI. All while working on the same platform as sales and service teams, allowing for a more connected and personalized constituent journey.
All right, thank you, Sam. That concludes the informational portion of our webinar today. A few takeaways and opportunities to learn more. First and foremost, we'll be in Chicago, June 11th and 12th. We'd love to have you join us there, but certainly if you have any travel limitations, you can also join on Salesforce Plus. If you are planning to be in Chicago, please reach out to us. Happy to provide this discount code again. You can also take a screen capture right now. If you'd like to learn more or share more about what you learned today, please check out our Marketing Cloud guided tour. So much of what Sam captured and more is available for you to share throughout your agencies. And I'm sure Scott Billows would love to hear from you, belmarcloud.com. Scott's one of our leading Marketing Cloud and engagement and communications partners. And we were very excited to have this demo today and have an opportunity to speak with you. So with that, I'll pass it back to Giovanni, who I think has been taking the poll answers as well as collecting questions. Giovanni?
Thank you, Sarah. And so everyone, before we hop into Q&A, I do want to launch one final polling question. Now you should see it appear on your screen. So if you are interested in having a discovery call with Salesforce, please go ahead and answer the polling question on your screen. And so I will let that run, but I would like to move on to the Q&A portion of today's webinar. So as a reminder, if you do have a question, feel free to put it in the Q&A pod down below, and we'll be answering it during Q&A. And so I do have one of our first questions here. So the question is, does Marketing Cloud growth reside within an existing Salesforce org?
So Marketing Cloud growth is built on top of our Salesforce CRM, so it's accessible within our Salesforce CRM org. If you're interested in getting access to Marketing Cloud growth, I would reach out to your account executive to learn more about that.
Thank you, Sam. And then for our next question here, is there a limit to the number of emails that Marketing Cloud can send?
So there's no limit. Marketing Cloud has the capability to send millions of emails within an hour. So yes, that is possible to do within Marketing Cloud.
Cool. And then for our next question here, what contracting mechanism does Salesforce set up with that make the contract process and access more streamlined? So I think I can tap into this question a little bit here. So with Carousel, we do offer contract vehicles to help streamline the contract process, and so one of our Carousel reps will be able to help on that end. And then for our following question, when will Marketing Cloud be available on Salesforce Government Cloud for purchase?
Yeah, thanks, Giovanni. I'll take that one. So early June, we'll have an announcement specifically around purchasing for government customers, so stay tuned.
Thank you, Sarah. That's exciting. And then for our next question here, okay, so there are a variety of Marketing Cloud products. Which ones are FedRAMPed?
So the product that you saw today, our Marketing Cloud built on top of our Salesforce platform, also known as Marketing Cloud Growth or Advanced Editions, if you've heard of that, is a product that will be FedRAMPed later sometime this year.
Thank you, Sam. And then for our next question, how long does it take to move off of another platform?
Yeah, hey, Giovanni, maybe I can jump in on that one. So that's a difficult question to answer because it's not a one size fits all. We typically provide guidance to our customers to say a migration varies between 2 and 4 months, depending on a number of variables, but the migrations are not typically all that lengthy and do require a number of steps, which we've got a kind of a pre-built playbook for that. But yeah, if you're interested in learning more about that, we can set up a conversation to discuss the specifics of your organization.
Thank you, Scott. And then I do see one on the difference of a couple of products here. So the question is, what's the difference between Marketing Cloud Growth, and Marketing Cloud Advanced?
So we have a number of different, Marketing Cloud products. We have Marketing Cloud Engagement, Marketing Cloud Growth, and Marketing Cloud Advanced. So Marketing Cloud Growth and Marketing Cloud Advanced are the same product. They're just different editions, different tiers of the same product. Our Marketing Cloud Growth and Advanced product is built on top of our Salesforce CRM, which is how it is able to achieve the FedRAMP status because it will be coming onto GovCloud, which is already a FedRAMP high environment. And then Marketing Cloud Engagement is our original Marketing Cloud tool. It is still very much around today, not going anywhere. It is very robust, has a number of different capabilities. And there's a number of different differences, and we can always talk more about that if that is a question you have. We can set up a separate conversation. But all of the majority of the generative AI and specifically agent capabilities I showcased in the demo today are really at this point specific to our Marketing Cloud Growth and Advanced product, but there's still innovation coming to both products. And there are ways that marketers can also leverage both products at the same time, and that's coming soon as well.
Thank you, Sam. And then I do have 2 questions here on pricing. The first one is pricing, is this a user license or based on volume?
Yeah, Giovanni, this is a consumption-based product. So it is based on volume, email send, contacts, and then the use of Agentforce capabilities. I think there's also a question about if a customer pays for Agentforce on top of Marketing Cloud growth, those capabilities are accessible to you. It's a matter of how much you want to use them and how much configuration you want. So it's all bundled together and possible with both the growth and advanced editions on Salesforce.
Thank you, Sarah. Now, with that, I want to thank the Salesforce and Belmar speakers for your insights today. And of course, I want to thank all of our participants for joining us as well. We hope that the information was helpful to you and your organization. And thank you. Have a great day. This concludes today's webinar.